This is just nice. No climbing, absolutely flat, big wide path. It's open, so you got this beautiful view. Oh yeah. This is sublime. Birds are chirping. Hey everyone, Mark here. I am at Yamnuska. Very popular parking lot. It's full. A lot of people go and do the mountain and walk around it. Random Yam, Raven's End, or they just try and go up the mountain itself. That's not going to be me today. I'm going to go into the Yamnuska Natural Area. Yeah, if I have a golf shirt on, I'm not ready to go yet. I've got to do some changing. I went and did some other stuff before I came out here, right? So, all right. This is volume 3, number 27, the Yamnuska Natural Area. So, on a different day, I came and I did this. That's the Great Moraine Loop. Today, I'm parked up here, and I'm going to walk around all this. Basically, in effect, do the other side. Oh, it is such a gorgeous day. Gonna be hiking underneath this beauty all day long. I've yet to summit that one. That's really the only popular one that I didn't do last year. Tried to go up and hike around it in the winter. That didn't work out too well. But, had a good scout in. One key thing to keep in mind with this area, there's all kinds of helpful stuff heading up Yamnuska, but in this natural area underneath it, there's nothing. No signs, no nothing. It is you, the guide, and whatever help you can get from your phone. That's it. So, in this case, I keep walking. I think it's just up here until I find a nice grassy cut line. And start walking down that until I get to a 4-way intersection with a gravel road. So, yeah, just follow the guide. This is just nice. No climbing, absolutely flat, big wide path. It's open, so you got this beautiful view. Oh yeah. This is sublime. Birds are chirping. I can't hear anything going on in the quarry here anymore. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, and here we got a little lake. I believe this is Meadow Lake. This is my first lake of the day. There's gonna be lots of them. I'm doing this kind of a loop here. It's described as A in the book. I'm going to do the whole loop. So I'm going to come back around. I'm going to come back up here. Because I'm not planning to come back in. Just because I want to see it all. And then I'll carry on. Go through trail a little bit, through forest. It's just you out here, but there's perfectly good trails all over the place, right? So here's a 4-way intersection. I'm gonna climb back up here for a ways. This way, I'm gonna go and complete this loop and then come back around. Just trying to make the trail junkie and be happy. That's really the only reason I'm doing this. I do not expect to find anything mind-blowing, that's for sure. Well, this is all technically provincial park now. This is actually not a natural area anymore. They made it all technically Bow Valley Provincial Park. But I think absolutely none of this is official, so I'm not sure if anyone is coming out here taking care of this, because this is a bad blowdown. Spruce trees, they're terrible. They're very hard. Very hard to get around. This particular area here is not very easy to bushwhack, so. Woo! All right, there's a trail again. See that? Yeah. Spruce trees, and especially when a double happens, when like two of them fall right straight on top of each other, they both go at the same time. Those are nasty. Well, I found some random swamp that may or may not be here, and the rest of the time I'm just following a random trail. I'm starting to think that this isn't the trail described in the book, but whatever. It's kind of taking me back in the same direction, so I'll end up making a loop of this one way or the other. Okay, I guess I was on the right trail. So if I kept following this, I would just come to the road pretty shortly, it seems. I have come to the cut line. So that goes off God knows where. So I should turn right and follow this, and I'll get back to where I was. Well, I'm a trail junkie, and so I go down trails like this, but clearly this is just made, it's just for a loop, and there's nobody really taking care of it. Like, look at all this. This would take a while with a chainsaw. But it's a nice wide cut line, and it's pretty easy to step over things and other things, so. All right, all done. Only probably added about 1 kilometer onto my day to make trail junkie and me happy, so no biggie. Just head back up here and carry on into new territory again. I was gonna mention one reason this area is so popular is over here, these climbing crags are perfect for climbers to practice. And then up this guy, I guess there's like a whole bunch of routes they do. So, needless to say, climbers absolutely adore this area. It's probably a big reason why the parking lot is full. All right, moving on. Doesn't seem like I'm supposed to go through this fence already, but I try to turn left like the book says over in here. Well, there's no real trail in there, it's just bushwhacking, and there's a perfect trail on the other side here, so all right. All right, so here's the gate and the fence that I was probably, somehow I missed this. That's all right. I knew I'd get to it eventually. Oh yeah, and view, starting to get a view out, unexpected one. Not much of one, but you know, it is nice. This is out south. Well, I went down a hill off the fence and down into this meadow like the book says. This is, apparently this is called the golf course. And yeah, you can see why. It looks like just a giant fairway. And now I'm trying to find a trail. Oh, I think I found it. It goes back up that way. Yeah, I think I see you. Yeah, it's just a cow trail. There's no, you know, like I said, there's no, there's pretty much absolutely no, like, signs or flagging or whatever. Ooh, look at this. Into the open. Not bad. All right. This area is just cool. This mountain is famous for this part here is much, much, much older than this part here. You can see the line. You can see that this got jammed up. Like there's hundreds of millions of years of difference. And then here you got this. You know, all the spruce and that, and then you go a little lower and the trees completely change, totally different color. Like, what a cool area, you know? Well, I think there's actually a little marker there. I think that that is where you can continue on the Aspen Jungle Trail. This trail here goes down 27C. I'm gonna go and check that out. Well, I was gonna go down here and check out the beaver ponds, but now I read in a book that there's some artfully arranged leg bones pointing you down there. So, all right, I'll bite. I'll keep going down here. I want to see these. I want to see these leg bones. Well, okay, but I mean, there's the pond. Well, I'm not sure about any leg bones. Couldn't find them. But the pond is extremely obvious as you walk down that. It's, yeah, this is one of them at least. Well, based on the description, this is probably as good as it gets. I did hike up this trail about 10-20 meters and I just seem to be heading off into the woods. Probably it re-intercepts with the trail that I want to go to, but yeah, I'd rather not take a chance. I'll just go back. That's how people get lost, all right? Trying to re-intercept something. I mean, I could just follow back down the trail, but anyway. Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm still looking for these leg bones. I'll look for them on the way back, but yeah, I missed them somehow. Well, no go. I'll have to send a little something to Jillian, let her know I couldn't find those bones anywhere. I do that sometimes. If I find anything different, I send a little note off to Jillian Dafford. She's the one who does all these guides. Pretty much the basis of everything I do. So, yeah, those people, you know, she's in her 70s and still doing this, still trying to keep up with all these trails. So they rely on people like us to send a little note. According to the guide, this trail is supposed to get a little tough to follow in here, but not to worry, it is on the apps, the app maps, so should be all right. Well, so far so good. I'm about 400 meters away from an intersection up there that I know is pretty accurate on Maps.me because I encountered that intersection. I did the loop, did the moraine loop from the other side, so I know that intersection is there. Yeah, so far it's been just fine. Okay, I am backtracking now. So, trail was easy to find, but I kind of went ripping past the intersection. And now I'm trying to find the little side trail that goes down Marl Springs. I think I went ripping by it. Try to find a little side trail. There's side trails everywhere. Just everywhere, so it's, yeah, it can be confusing when you're trying to actually find one. Okay, so when you come, like what I did, you climb up here, and then you kind of get to the top of this. Right here, there's a mark on a tree, and a game trail at best. I think this might be it, so I'm going to try to figure it out from here. These side trails, like I tried to do one 27G, I believe it is, over there, and I had a hell of a time, and I never did find it. So this is the side trails are the hardest part by a long shot. They're not trails. You really are just trying to figure it out for yourself. Well, I find this stuff impossible to follow when it's just off in the middle of nothing. So I followed that, and now I've just descended into this. I'm going back up this thing, sort of above, you know, in the general direction that I believe I'm supposed to go. And then, but you know, it doesn't seem to be what's in the book. You know, channels and banks and moraines, and you know, it's kind of interesting language in there. And for all I've been following using the Kananaskis Trail Guide, I still can't really figure it out half the time, right? Anyway, I'm working on it, but the odds of me actually finding this thing are not wonderful. I'm leaving little pinpoints on my phone too, because could be a little difficult to find my way back, right? Okay, so now I'm above this. I was starting to question whether this might be it or not, but I don't think so. So according to the old phone app, I am 500 meters away from where I left the trail, and this is supposed to be 660. So I think I can at least, it's not that hard to follow this, so I think I could at least do 660 meters or even like 800. Give this a proper chance. Before I decide to turn back and carry on with my day. I think I got it. Not only have I gone 700 meters from where I got off trail, there's water coming out of nowhere. That's the definition of springs. Cool. Supposed to be green and pink algae. Oh, there's green. Awesome. This is neat. I love springs. It's just that constant reminder that there's all kinds of crap going on underneath us. We have no damn clue. Like, nothing. That's a pretty big one there. Coming out of nowhere. Coming out underneath a damn tree. You'd think a tree would live 10,000 years with a constant water supply like that, but apparently not. It has fallen over. I have not seen this in quite a while. This is white. Right? It's like cotton, basically. I guess that's pink algae. That's what Jillian calls it. I mean, it's sort of pinkish. But yeah, I haven't seen this since, let me see here. Catamount to Miette Hot Springs. It may be 5-6 kilometers out of Miette Hot Springs. I found a creek with this stuff. Cool. Not very rare. It's pretty rare you see. Really, it just comes from springs. Look at this. I spotted these pieces of plywood over here. Somebody made a bridge across this swamp with just logs and some plywood. Why? What on earth would be over there? Plywood looks ancient. Like, this is not recent by any means. Huh. Well, I am not about to go jamming my way down that way. I will head back up on there, head back where I came from, and yeah. You know, if you can figure out the side trails out here, you've got something figured out about hiking, because they are not easy in this Yamnuska Natural Area in the book. These are some tough side trails, definitely. Well, I managed to find a game trail that came down to the edge of Crescent Lake, so grab that. The fact that I'm figuring out these side trails this time around, as opposed to the other time when I did the other route, I feel like I'm getting a little better at this, or maybe I just know what to expect. I know that in this area, you are basically just on your own. So it decreases the anxiety a lot when I know what to expect. I haven't seen all the lakes yet, but I'm thinking Crescent Lake's probably the nicest. It is quite nice, and there's trail all along it like this, right? So you got a real nice look at it. That's funny. I forgot this was even here. This is called Hilltop Pond. you come out here and do a hike like I did Moraine Loop, you'll see 6-7 lakes, and you just forget about one. You're like, ah, whatever. It's funny. I mean, I'm hiking out to another even bigger lake. It's not hard to figure out why I forgot about this one. See? This is Reed Lake. This lake actually has a little size to it. You can understand how I quickly forgot about that hilltop pond. Coming from Crescent Lake and then to this lake, hilltop pond in between, it got swallowed up in my memory. Okay, so last time I came down here, took off down that way, my car was parked like 7 kilometers that way. It was also starting to rain and it actually sleeted on me, so. All right, now down the other direction. This is fun. It's fun to complete stuff like this, right? There's 2 ways on according to the book. This way is probably the good way. The other trail is kind of going down there and it says it could be muddy. It is early season. So yeah, looks like it's going right by that little pond over there. So I'm just gonna take what is, in Jillian's words, the foolproof way. Just before the power line right away, turn left up a narrow track. Well, I am not seeing that. So either I came down here the wrong way or track just ain't there. Anyway, I will follow the power line right away and I'll be able to find where I'm going. Power line right away. Here's another trail. Let's see if this is probably the one I was supposed to follow. Let's see if I can't find this narrow track. Well, this is not a narrow track. This is almost like an old road. But I feel like this will get me back to where I need to go. I just took the most obvious trail up from that Reed Lake, which apparently, apparently was not one of the ways described, but whatever. I knew that it was pretty easy and open out here, so. Well, I appear to have come across this guy in a meadow, the way the book says, and it says to turn left, basically down, yeah. So I'm back where the book is telling me to go. Always nice. Nice open views, nice meadows. After crossing a cut line. Okay, I'm putting my trust in the book, because after crossing a cut line, the track turns right and heads that way. The cut line looks amazing. I mean, yeah. All right, trust in the book. Keep on going. Well, the track is cutting right, and it looks nice. I mean, in here, it is better than, I'm a cut line, you wouldn't see anything, right? That's not why I have the camera on, though. Have a look at this. A random spot to throw up a birdhouse. Very cool. Huh. I've seen birdhouses along golf courses and everything, but this is, you know, several kilometers out in the middle of nothing, so it's kind of cool. Another one. Very similar in nature, construction, but definitely a few more years old. But a neat little thing to do, you know, if you have like kids, you want to build that with them, and then you hike out here and you put it up. And then the kids want to come back and see it. So it's a neat way to kind of encourage them into nature. Something to always say is turn around. You know, you walk down all the way to the end of the meadow. Okay, here you got that. Oh yeah. Right? If I hadn't turned around, I'd have missed that shot. That's pretty cool. Little crossing from an outlet out of the Great Swamp. And even now in late May, it's going to be pretty easy. I'll be able to easily rock hop across. No biggie. All right, just after that crossing, you come to a T intersection, which is honestly pretty. I walked down here like 7-8 feet. It's a pretty obvious trail, so that's going in the wrong direction. But just be aware, you got to turn left here. It's really the only place I've had any kind of question as to where to go. Other than that, it's been pretty obvious. Hell, the trail right here is even nicer than it's been, so. Okay, so I'm at this fence. You turn right, you're going out to access 2, as the book describes. So I just gotta follow this fence for a while, figure it out. Now you come out to a meadow and another random beaver pond. So many areas, so many lakes. Something else. I gotta go find my way through that fence now and try to find a trail in those trees. That's how I head back. Right now I'm in, this is the golf course again. I'm just all the way down to the south end. I'm wrong. You head along the meadow until you enter trees, and then there should be a trail. You don't just go barreling into these trees. Oh. It's a damn chair. What the frick? Oh, come on. Just hucking into the trees. Frickin' shameless. God. Well, out of that meadow, I've walked off to the right because you can walk a little farther without getting in trees yet. And it seems like I'm starting on a trail. No flags yet, but no. Another body of water. I don't know if that's supposed to be Duck Lake or not, or just a random beaver pond. Let's see. Looks like not much, but it's actually the beginning of, this is Duck Pond actually, not Duck Lake. And it looks like it's got a little bit of size over there. Okay, the book says if you have time, go search between this lake and Poplar Pond, which is over there, for teepee rings. So that means I gotta backtrack and find my way around there, hopefully without getting my feet soaked. But yeah, let's go on another little adventure, why not? Managed to get over here without getting my feet entirely wet. Finding little bits of trails. Gonna be teepee rings back here. There's probably gonna be some old trails too that lead right to them, but let's see. Kinda need to go find Poplar Pond as well. And see what kind of search area I got to deal with. Well, always funny when you think you're finding some backcountry pond, and here's the highway. You can see it from the highway. Poplar Pond. All right, start wandering this way, see kind of the area in between the lakes, well, the ponds. See what I can find. Well, one thing of interest, you have kind of that pond swamp over here, poplar. And then you got this, and you have this very strange straight looking dike across it, which is definitely man-made, in my opinion. And over here you have kind of another little pond and another little piece across it. I think this is back from the old days, man, when they would like trap fish in here and that sort of thing. Yeah. Other than that, irony. I have found all kinds of prayer sashes and sweat lodges and structures, you know, teepee-like structures. And I've never gone looking. Today I come looking and I can't find jack. The search isn't over yet, but yeah. Well, I don't know why there isn't something here. It's ideal, it's flat, there's water. I mean, I know they like to have water for their sweat lodges and that, right? They kind of need it. There's plenty of timber around. Beautiful view. A little close to the highway, but still, this is ideal. This is ideal. And I mean, I found prayer sashes 10 meters away from a highway, so well. Well, I'm taking a bit of a gamble. I'm trying to go from this poplar pond, you know, double side over to and cross on the other side of Duck Pond, but I had to cross that outlet, and running across did not stop me from getting wet. And now I have this, so I'm taking a bit of a gamble that I can even get in between Duck Pond and Loon Lake. And believe me, in late May, that really is a gamble. I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get my feet completely soaked doing this. Oh well, not the end of the world. Well, here's a shot of Loon Lake that most people don't get. And got a large birdie egg. Wow. Must be the Canada geese or something. It's huge. Well, I have another outlet to cross. This Loon Lake is actually outletting to this guy, where then outlets down there. Ah, well, I'm definitely going to get my feet soaked in that, but after that, I'm probably home free. Wow, I actually made the jump. Surprised. All right, let's go find an actual trail. And out here, that is really speaking loosely. Well, I tried to beat my way through there, but spruce trees make for terrible bushwhacking. So I kind of popped my way back out to Loon Lake, and now I'm sort of following that. I know that the trail gets up nice and close to it over here, so see if I can't intercept it there. All right, I found a break in the spruce trees, and I found a trail, probably the trail. So, awesome. Back to the simple life. A simple life of following a random trail with no signs or no anything and just hoping you're going the right way. I don't see this too often. Yes, it's a massive tree that's gone down and it's brought along like 3 tons of earth with it. But like this is almost a foot deep inside its well. Expecting fish to be swimming around in that thing. Well, I've had a time trying to figure out where the trail is. It's tough because it could be nothing, right? It could be just like all the other game trails in here. So I was on one, you know, and then that one phased out. And I was on another one. I don't know. I got nothing on the app. That trail's not there. So I'm just working my way the general direction that I know I need to go. That's all I got. Now I'm in the open and there's a bit of a trench. Good enough for me. Okay, well I didn't realize I was so close. I'm walking on here and I see a car go ripping by. That's, you know, the road that you take up to the parking lot. So, done. Well, that's one way to figure things out. Just kind of beat your way out of here. Over to this completely overrun culvert. I just walked back in on the road. Well, apparently I didn't have quite enough. Apparently once upon a time, just off that road coming into the parking lot, there was, off to the right, like some kind of animal sanctuary, except apparently it was just set up so they could make money. Reminds me of Tiger King. So I came up here, checked it out. It's just a lot of empty space. Nothing really to find, except for one little piece of concrete. That's it. The rest of it, I'm sure, is under grass or whatever. Must have been some time ago. Anyway, now you know, there's not much to find. Apparently what I found was the parking lot, because I was completely and totally, utterly wrong. I kept going, and cool, look at this. I'm a bit of an urban explorer, and you know, I don't really do it because if I get arrested, I'm kind of screwed with my career. But holy crap, this is pretty cool. I haven't really explored that area yet. I just sort of started walking along to see how deep this goes. They really did just leave it. You know, there's tons of fencing and stuff. Obviously where all the animals were kept. There's this, which I think was probably for like the alligators and stuff or something else. That's just left there to rot. All kinds of stuff, man. This place was pretty elaborate. They were fooling around. I feel like this was their junkyard because this is just a bunch of random ducting here. And there's just a bunch of other stuff dumped back here, so. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. This is just where they dump their garbage. Stuff that probably costs money to get rid of, right? Oh, here's some random animal cages. But these are probably all like kerosene and junk. Super Max Dryer. Okay. Yeah, they probably had to pay some kind of fine to get rid of these, so they just came back here and dumped them all. Bunch of cages and stuff. This is all just left the way it was. I mean, people don't come all the way back here to decorate stuff for graffiti, right? So this stuff is fairly all untouched, and I pretty much haven't touched it either. That's just the way it goes, man. You just leave it. And back here now. Bunch of collapsed area here. This is where the kids or teenagers, whoever, have gotten in here and done their spray painting. Well, this was totally worth it. What a cool way to end my day. All kinds of stuff in here. What a fun day. I mean, you know, Marl Springs was cool. It was cool to actually find that, especially when I was kind of going, didn't find any teepees. Got my feet all wet trying to do that, but it was fun to just walk around there and explore. And then the cream on top at the end, the cherry, you know, that was cool. That was fun. I love stuff like that. I just love it. I think it's really neat. All right, well, get out there and hike.